Hey guys, MCU Collector here with a new video, and here we have the Target exclusive 2-pack, the Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man, and Marvel's MJ. So this one, yes, I know, I'm going to get it out of the way. It is street dated from May 31st. How in the world did I get my hands on it? And I must say that I just worked the charm, and it actually worked this time, and they were able to let me buy it, just the one. And that was it. I've tried many times before and it's never worked. This time I got lucky. Target seems to be the worst as far as that. Street dates go. Other places it doesn't seem to be so much a problem, but Target is. So good luck to you guys out there because it's popping up everywhere. If you can get it, awesome. If you can't, be patient. May 31st will come around, and just like the other previous 2-packs, come the night before around 10 p.m. They'll go up online and you'll be able to order for store pickup and do all that good stuff. So here it is. Let's get right to it. So here we see that it is a Spider-Man Homecoming 2-pack because this Spider-Man is essentially a reissue with the jacket, which is new. And then here we get MJ with 2 head sculpts. So one that can be for Spider-Man Homecoming and one that I would say could work for Far From Home. So that's why eventually I will get a second one of these so I can have 2 MJs, one for Spider-Man Homecoming, one for Far From Home. So there's the package. Pretty cool. Side artwork looks pretty awesome. It really focuses on MJ because Zendaya's character, you can see her here, and then you just get the one shot of Spider-Man there. But you have the logo for the school. It's the patch that's on the jacket. That's pretty cool. The other side's actually the same picture on the side. Here we actually get one of the posters for the movie. We actually get an actual picture of MJ from the movie there, and then here that Spider-Man's more like a promo art kind of thing, I would say. Let's take a look at that bio. Okay, the bio reads, students at the Midtown School of Science and Technology, Peter Parker and MJ experience the powers of Spider-Man firsthand when the web slinger must suit up to take down the Vulture. Now, actually, MJ didn't because she was actually hardly in that movie compared, but we know that she is going to play a major role in Far From Home, and then the pop actually looks like she's holding some sort of weapon of some sort. So there is the UPC. I will put the DPCI down here for you guys to check out, and without further ado, let's open this up. Okay, and here are the Spider-Man and MJ figures out of the package, and pretty cool. I really like this Spider-Man. It's a nice kind of variation to the Spider-Man that we've seen to put in my collection. So it's special for me because if you guys have seen my collection video, you'll know that I actually have a separate DTOF which has all my MCU Spider-Man figures, so I'll be adding another one. Works out great for me. So that's, again, another bonus of getting the two packs. One for MJ for Far From Home, one for Homecoming, then he will be in my regular Homecoming display, and then the second one will be in my regular Marvel Legends display. So pretty cool. First thing that we're going to do, we're actually going to look at the Spider-Man figure to get him out of the way. We'll compare him with the 2 previous Spider-Man figures that we did get for Homecoming, and then we'll take a look at MJ and compare her to the real MJ, Mary Jane, to see what might be the same from that figure. And there are some same parts. So we'll get right to it. Let's take a look at Spider-Man. Okay, so real quick, as far as the added accessories, the Spider-Man figure out of the package actually comes with a thwipping hand on his right hand and a fist for his left. So then we get 2 interchangeable hands, so a fist for his right hand, a thwipping hand for his left, and that's it for Spider-Man. Okay, so looking at the Spider-Man figure, I already measured him, but he's standing in at about 5 3/4 inches, almost 6 inches, and you can see that it's basically the same figure from the previous ones that we did get released for Homecoming, both in the 2-pack with the Iron Man Sentry figure and then the regular Build-A-Figure Vulture Flight Gear Wave. So it's the same body. Obviously, of course, the arms are different, and that's the only difference. It's just the arms that are different. So this coat is not sculpted onto the figure at all. It's actually a separate rubber piece that's added on there. Actually, one thing I wanted to show you too, if you guys notice the legs. So the blues are about the same. Well, you know what? Each one kind of has a different shade of blue. You know, the 2-pack with Iron Man was kind of a brighter blue. So the blues aren't really the same, but this one, the big difference is those black lines on the legs are very dark compared to the 2 previous ones. So that's the major difference between the 2. But really looking at it, it's all about this coat. So the coat's cool because he wears it in that scene where he was stuck in the transport that was going to the, I'm not sure where it ended up going, wherever the what's the word I'm looking for? What are they called? Damage control, wherever the damage control warehouse was. But, you know, this is when he had put it on, and it's basically a sweater and then his academic decathlon jacket over it. So the interesting thing about this figure and how they do the layer look, I just thought maybe it was like that and they did some paint. It's actually two separate pieces. So you have the coat, that's one piece, and then you have the sweater, that's another piece. But the very, very odd thing about the sweater, it's not a full-on sweater that's in there. So when we look at it, it's a separate piece, but look how weird they did it, just so we can get that layered look. So it's not a full-on sweater, it's just there kind of to fake it and show that he gives it that look that he actually has a sweater below. And I first noticed it because when you move the hood, you can see it's not really attached to the jacket at all, which I thought was kind of weird. But I like that it gives it that real layered look, because it is technically two separate pieces on there, even though the sweater's not really a full sweater. So that was pretty interesting the way they did that. And then you could see we have the school logo there, the Midtown school logo. Pretty cool. Nothing on the back, but that's how the figure looks. But that's it for the Spider-Man. Let's go to the Mary Jane, not Mary Jane, the MJ figure, because that again is going to be the highlight, since it's a brand new character that has been released in Marvel Legends. Okay, real quick, the accessories that she comes with. So she comes with an additional interchangeable head sculpt, as well as two separate hands. So out of the package, her right hand is fist, her left hand is open hand. We get another open hand for her right, and then a open holding hand for her left, although she did not come with any other accessories to hold on to. But based on the pop figure, we know that she is going to pick up some sort of weapon at some point to try and help Peter, I guess. Let's check out the figure. Okay, so here's the MJ figure compared to the Mary Jane figure that was released as a Target exclusive in a 2-pack with the all-new, all-different Spider-Man. You can see that the Mary Jane figure is taller because MJ is a character in high school, and she's about the same height as Spider-Man at about 5 3/4 of an inch. So pretty cool. And you can see that they use some of the same parts. So the knees and the upper legs are the same part. The lower torso is the same. The hands are basically the same, but the upper torso piece is different, and then the lower legs are different because they needed to make her shorter, so her lower legs are shorter. She's got new boots and stuff, and we'll get in a closer look at those here pretty soon. So there it is. Now we can look at the two of them together, and they look pretty good. I like the way they look, and you can see they're about the same height, although I guess Zendaya's MJ looks to be a little bit taller. That might be confusing because one of my legs is kind of warped. No, they're about the same height, and I think they do look pretty good together. So let's take some closer looks at the MJ figure. Okay, so here's a closer look at the MJ figure, and I think Hasbro did a fantastic job of getting the Zendaya likeness. I think she looks great. Both head sculpts, this one and the other one, are going to look great, and I'll actually switch them out here in a minute. But you can see the figure, she's just wearing kind of dark gray or black jeans, black shirt, and then she has this kind of grayish jacket with the black stripe down the sleeves. And that looks pretty good. And then she's got some kind of bracelet on. I don't know if it's supposed to be a watch, it will focus in, or what that is on her arm, and it looks like a little paint splotch right there. So, but other than that, not a big deal. Nothing on the back of the figure. And then you can see here she has capri pants, so they actually, these lower parts are a new sculpt. Has the cut in there. We got some sloppy paint there on the boot there, but I think it's just because they have the little cut in the pants, so it made it a little bit difficult getting the skin tone paint in there. And then a little bit of silver on those buckles for her shoes. But again, I think the figure looks really good. So let's pop this head off. It comes off very easily. It's on a ball joint. I'm going to pop this one on. And there's another look for Zendaya. I think this head sculpt actually looks like it might sit a little high on there. And again, I think they nailed it on this one. I like the other one more so, I would say. Although I like the hair on this one because, this is how she had it more so in Homecoming. But I think it does still look pretty good. But mainly for now, I'll be displaying her with this head sculpt because I do think this one looks a little bit better because it sits a little bit lower on there. So I think she looks great. While we're at it, we'll see if we get some closer looks at the Spider-Man jacket. And again, that looks really good. Here's a closer look at how that sweater thing kind of looks. It's all cut in there. and not really fully there. It's interesting, but now we'll zoom out and go over articulation. Okay, so we'll do a 2-for-1 deal on the articulation. So the MJ figure, she can look all the way down. Not going to look up a whole lot because that hair is definitely going to get in the way. A little bit of pivot motion in there, and of course side-to-side motion. The arms go up very, very high, as the female bodies usually do so. There, you get full rotation. There is no bicep swivel or anything like that. There is only a single jointed elbow, so we only got double jointed elbows on the one figure, the Quantum Avengers Endgame 2-pack, or time travel suits, I mean. Only a 90-degree bend at that elbow, but it does swivel. You get full swivel at the wrist, and then the wrists do hinge there. The torso is a diaphragm joint, but there's not a whole lot of motion in there, very, very little. And the jacket is going to get in the way of that. So it doesn't really even go forward too much, very, very little, and then back only so much. There is no waist swivel. Legs do go out that far apart, which is great. You get an upper thigh cut. Foot leg kicks out that far, doesn't really go back at all. You get a double jointed knee, but be careful because mine was pretty warped in the package, but it is double jointed. You get ankle pivot as well. There is no boot swivel on this at all. So there is the MJ figure and her articulation. Now let's go to the Spider-Man figure. Spider-Man can look all the way down. He can look all the way up. The jacket is not getting in the way at all. The shoulders go out that high, which is good. You get a full rotation. There is an upper bicep swivel there. Double jointed elbows, but they are pretty thin. But you do get a double jointed elbow, so you get a good bend there. The wrists swivel, and they do hinge. There is an ab crunch in the figure, and you can go that far down, back a little bit. There is a waist cut in there. Legs go only that far apart, so not a whole lot. Leg can't kick forward quite a bit. Doesn't really go back. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knee, which works out great. No boot cut, but you get ankle pivot. Foot hinges down that much, hinges up that far. So great articulation on the Spider-Man. Jacket does not get in the way of it, but there is the new Spider-Man Homecoming 2-pack. Okay, so there is my review of the Target exclusive Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming 2-pack with MJ and Spider-Man. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of the video. What do you guys think of these figures? Are you guys going to be picking it up? Let me know. I am curious, and if you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you guys for watching.